Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming back, I guess. Edgewater, Saskatchewan, episode number 4 now. So, kind of know exactly what we've got to do today. So we're going to head over in this direction. We've got, right at the end of the last episode, we realised that the silage was 100% fermented, which is amazing. So we're going to get on with that. We're going to sell it. I don't know if it's at its best price currently, but we could do with topping up the money, because to do the silage, we have to buy a trailer. We're going to have to buy a half-decent sized trailer. Otherwise, it's going to take us forever. It's bad enough that we've got to scoop it all up manually. But yeah, we need to do that because we do need the money to get on with some other things. So we do need to purchase the seeder. Obviously, if I purchase the seeder first, we're not going to be able to purchase the trailer to then sell the silage. So we're going to have to do it in some sort of order. But I've had a few suggestions, so thank you very much for all the comments. I said it last time and I'll say it again, honestly, that this kind of turnaround has been amazing. The amount of new subscribers and the amount of views that I'm getting currently is incredible, and I never expected it. I don't do this because I want to kind of earn money from it. That would be nice, but that's not why I do it. I'm just simply recording what I do when I play the game, and I play the game with so many people who like to do a similar thing. I just thought, hey, why not? Let's just record it and talk to people, I guess, while I'm doing it. So yeah, thank you very much for the suggestions with regards to what we're going to plant. So we will go back to grass, but of course we're going to increase the yield by a huge amount because it's going to be planted rather than it just being the standard meadow grass. In hindsight, had I thought ahead, I probably could have cut this grass again before we actually ploughed it. However, this is all good progression and it doesn't really matter. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Thanks for Rob and Bruhar. I think he was suggesting the grass is a good idea. I do agree. Now, we have got a bit of a dilemma as well, because this tractor, I sacked the drunken AI worker, but there aren't a lot of people around here, so I might have to employ that same bloke again, to be honest. But I've given him a warning, stop drinking and driving. But the tractor does have problems. It is the tractor. I have looked into it a little bit, and also David's confirmed for me that he'd seen the exact same issue on a different YouTuber's channel, so that needs to go. The dilemma we have is we haven't finished ploughing, so we need to do that. Now, we will exchange that for the John Deere. I checked earlier, it was Crossplay and it is. So we will exchange that, but the John Deere doesn't have the power. Now, we purchased the plough, which was suitable for the power. Or the tractor was suitable for the plough, I should say. So we're going to have to finish it, and we're going to have to potentially struggle with this 1 or 2 more times, having that same issue. But until the ploughing's done, we'll have to deal with it. Now, just before I get into the silage and get into the episode properly, I'm just going to show you one thing. So I think it was Johnny who mentioned it, and it's to do with my very strange placing of sheds and things, and thanks for keeping me in check. The problem is I'm used to playing these kind of British maps where I like to purposely make them tight and make them difficult to maneuver around. However, I need to try and get into the zone, the kind of more Canadian zone, and obviously the plot's much bigger. But there is some method to my madness in the random placing of this shed. So what I'm thinking, and we're not going to do it because we haven't got the money to do it, but I'll just give you a rough idea, and then hopefully, David, if you see it, just let me know what you think. But probably what I wanted to do was go for one of these. Now, these are actually part of the map. There was one of these, I think, actually here that I deleted before I started the series, and it was in this area somewhere. But what I'm thinking is, because I do like it, is to put it directly alongside the tunnel. So that's why I've kind of left this random gap here. Now that I'm doing it, actually, there is a double door version, which would probably be better. What I was thinking, and maybe I've put this actually too far over, I should have put it further to the left actually, but is have this somewhere like this, and have the actual track in between the two, which is potentially what I will do somehow. I'll have to try and measure it out and make sure I can fit equipment through that small gap now. I may have to remove those trees, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So there was a method to my madness. I do place things randomly. The thing is, I don't like things being very square either, so I will always try and do things at strange angles, and just to make it a bit more realistic, I think. But what that does mean is this whole area here, in fact, I could actually plough as well, and make that into that larger grass area, which we'll probably do. And again, we'll have to do it with this tractor before we send it back under warranty. So yeah, so that's something for the future. But I'm not going to be doing ploughing today. We'll leave that for a minute. Now, I'll just make my way over to here, but just in the meantime as well, I'll just explain the money situation. So it's changed ever so slightly. Now, when you first start a game on the hardest difficulty, what I forgot to check was there wasn't a loan in the woods. It had a £200,000 loan already there, which I didn't really want to be part of the challenge. This was kind of a start from scratch kind of thing without any money owed. So I've used the additional tools you get on the PC platform to clear that loan, and it was actually a scary number. It was charging us £666 a day. So we've done 3 days in game, I think, from memory. So I've added on that £1,900 roughly back onto that figure, which is why it's gone up a little bit. But now we won't be getting charged that daily fee without me realising, and we haven't got a loan, so that is good. It's nice to see. In the meantime, we generated another pallet as well. But the challenge for today is this. Now, part of me thinks I should probably scoop up this chaff out of the way, just so it doesn't really get muddled in. But does that really matter? I don't know. Let's uncover this in a minute. Brilliant. Right, pop my help menu up, because I want to see how much we have. So 35,825, so ideal. I was kind of thinking between 30 to 40,000. So that's not bad. That's really good. Now, let's just have a quick look at the value. If I can find the right tab. There we go. So I know we have got to do a bit of a trek. And it is 559, which is actually, give or take, the best sort of price. We could skip through another game day, but that's kind of, in my eyes, that's cheating a bit, to be honest. I don't like doing that. So we're pretty good. We're almost at the perfect point to sell it. So what we need to do is have a look in the shop. Okay. I mean, that's a good price for a tedder, but I see no reason for us to need a tedder, because we're not going to be going for cows or anything. And if we can silage it anyway, there's not really much point. So we need to look at trailers. So for this one here, which is the standard, so 22,500 for 20 grand. I want to say I've seen a better trailer. Was it this one? Yeah, so this one has 16,000 for 11,499. So that is the one to go for, I think. I think that's the one we got to go for. We won't buy any of the additionals. Can I change the colours for free? No. No, they're all going to charge. So we won't do that either. Okay, so yeah, I think we need to go with that. That's only going to be 2 trips as well then to the animal sell point, wherever it is, somewhere right at the bottom of the map. So that's fine. So we'll get that. We're going to need it, no matter what. We're going to need it. Okay, so we need to go get that trailer, and then we need to do some scooping and get some selling done. So I'm going to risk it. I'm pretty sure, again, I want to play it realistically, but the trailer is empty. So I'm pretty sure this truck will be able to pick that trailer up. Or connect the trailer, I should say, not pick it up. And then once it's actually loaded, we'll play it realistically. We'll have to use one of these tractors. Probably not that one. So let's head to the shop. I may have had a slight accident on my way to the shop. It was pretty embarrassing, so I've probably clipped it. Although, just for laughs, I might not have clipped it. But yeah, I kind of lost my load all over the dirt track. So I just pop those back into the boot. Okay, right, we'll just pull this up alongside. We might as well while it's connected. I don't know which way would be easier. Probably along here, like that. So it does tow that trailer alright, by the way, but again, realistically, we won't use that with the truck once it's full. In theory, this truck wouldn't have the horsepower to be pulling a fully loaded trailer, so we won't do that. I am going to have to unload these bags though. Before we use this truck again, I'll unload them, because that's a bit of a pain. And yeah, my driving is unpredictable. Okay, right, we're just going to head on over now then, get into the John Deere. It'll be the first real time we've used it. All it's done so far is just shunt up a water container for us, so we'll see how this goes. 1,000 litres at a time, so we've got to do this 33 times at least. But yeah, hopefully it'll bring us in some decent income, so we'll get this going real quick. I'll probably time-lapse the majority of this. I'll do the first couple of loads and then I'll speed it up. I know it gets a bit tedious to watch sometimes. Let's just make sure we don't have any issues picking this up. Go right into the middle. Lovely. And I did notice in the shop when I was looking the other day, it had this slightly lower side on it, which is really handy because I can't imagine this John Deere has got a very high lift. And if it wasn't for these slightly lower sides, this probably wouldn't have worked. But it does work, which is great. Okay, there we go. Trailer is full. Apologies, there might be a few time lapses in this, but for me actually playing, this tractor is slow. I mean, you can see how slow the arm is as well. It is a pain. But anyway, we might as well take this tractor really. We take an extra 1,000 with us on the way as well, which will keep the front kind of weight balanced. But also, it saves us worrying about having any issues like with that other tractor and having to reset halfway through. So I am probably going to jump to a time lapse again, but I'm not going to cut it because this is a drive that we've not done before. So I think just in terms of people who haven't played the map, it would be quite nice just to see new sections of the map. And I do quite like the detail of this kind of shopping area. I have been down there and looked just for when I kind of filmed my intro section, and it just looks quite cool. So I do want to film all of that, the kind of arrival, I guess, the driveway as you drive into there. But this may take a while. Have I got some bits to talk about on the way? I have got one thing actually. The state of the truck. I think if you watch any of my episodes, I am a bit slow at washing. And anyone who's played with me online would also agree actually. In fact, I remember I was playing a multiplayer server with Funky Boots, or Sparkly Slippers as we call him. And he used to come to my farm and wash all the tractors for me. And it got so frustrating because I quite like them looking a bit dirty, but realistic. I actually bought one of those Dirtinator mods, and as he was washing them, I was spraying them with dirt again, which was quite fun. But I will. At the end of this episode, I will buy something. Oh, that's one of those sheds there, actually. Look. Let's go up there and have a look. I'm assuming it's not going to let us open it because obviously this isn't our farm. Yeah, we don't. But that's kind of what I'm thinking of for Johnny, who was mentioning about the random placement. I think that kind of just looks like a large version of the polytunnel, really. But probably the one with two ends. I think that would be quite handy, especially when it comes to having a combine and things like that. I might struggle to get through that pathway, so we'll definitely go for something like that. Not this episode, probably not for the next couple, but forward planning. That hopefully explains my weird placement. Right, I'll time lapse this bit until we get a bit closer, because this will probably take me about 20 minutes. Okay, I believe we are nearly there. That was painful. I keep saying it every episode. I do hope this John Deere that we're trading the other one in for has a better top speed. They normally do, John Deere's. They normally have a much better top speed than this thing. Now, is it here? Fresh produce. Probably not going to want loads of fermented old silage. Let's have a quick look a minute. So we want to take it to Larry's Bale Shipping, which is definitely by us. Maybe it's the other side. Yeah. So we're going to go over the train line and then take the immediate right just after. So yeah, going back, it's funny how many comments I get really with regards to not cleaning things. I know that the Range Rover in the roleplay series was awful. It's funny because when I'm playing it, I can see quite well, but of course when things get uploaded to YouTube, the quality drops ever so slightly. So when I've actually watched it back, I kind of understand what everyone's saying now, because I couldn't actually see what I was doing when I was watching the video. So it must look quite bad. So from a viewer point of view, I do need to make sure I do clean these bits of equipment far more regularly than I do. So I will do it. There's a funky little mod just recently been uploaded, which is like a little mini pressure washer, the kind of thing anyone would have in their shed. So we'll buy one of those at the end of the episode and we'll give the truck a clean. Then we'll see how badly scratched it is. Right, what's this going to be worth? I don't think I can unload the front at the same time, so we'll just let this unload a moment. It's looking good though, that number in the top corner is going up quite quick. Lovely. So we've had a penalty for environmental score, of course, because we haven't got a clue what it is. We haven't even scanned it, but we made just under £9,000 there, which is amazing. And I've just got an extra 500 quid's worth here, maybe 561. So great. So 16,271. We're not far off what we started with, but we've gained a trailer out of it. So that is brilliant. Right, long journey back. I'll cut this out. To be honest, I won't cut this out. We'll get onto the main road. We'll give that drunk driver a call. Hopefully he turns up sober, and we'll let him drive back for us. Let's just pull onto here. Let's go to the other side of the railway bridge. Can we make it? Can we make it? Like Fast and Furious. Good. Right. Let's do that. His eyes look a bit red to me. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Right, let's jump back to the yard. Now, we can't do a great deal really until that is back. So, what we will do, just in the meantime, is chuck those bags of fertiliser actually into the machine before I lose them all, which I will do the next time I flip the truck. God, the brakes on this, I will be glad to get rid of this because it is just awful. The brakes don't work. Right, let's chuck those into the back. The cheeky thing about these bags, I don't know if anyone's ever used them, but you can actually still chuck full bags into the bag even when it's full, and they just kind of sink inside, and then as you use the fertiliser it automatically refills it again. You can almost have an unlimited supply. Right, we'll stick the fertiliser spreader over there in our kind of equipment dump area, and I think maybe we'll just have another go at that plough again, just while we're waiting. I wonder if he's drunk or not. How is he doing? No, he's doing alright. He's doing okay today. He must have listened to my advice last time. Oh, a bit of a squeeze. Okay, well, just burn some time. Get a bit more of this done. Oh, would help if I turned the allow plough fields on, wouldn't it? Try again. Okay, it's just done it again already. That's annoying. It's funny because it ploughed nearly all of this, and now all of a sudden it's done it 2 or 3 times just on this last little bit. That is annoying. How is our other guy getting on? Oh, he's pretty much here actually. Is it going to be as drunk? Yeah, pretty much. So it's obviously down to the way that the map's set up, I guess. Probably the kind of a bit like an auto drive plan that it has in place for the AI workers are obviously trying to turn into every field rather than go in a straight line. So it is what it is. Right. Well, for a minute, I guess we're just kind of patiently waiting. How much do we have here? There's another 499 litres in there as well. We do need to get a pallet fork, actually. We do need to. Let's just do some research. So, our tractor is worth 17,536. That's what we're going to get back. Now, I don't know whether or not it's acceptable. Maybe if you're watching, you'll have to let me know. We paid 24 for it. Do I do the right thing and give myself a full refund? Kind of like a warranty. But then we have had some usage out of it. So, I don't know if we've had that much usage out of it though. If it's only worth 17,000. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't. This is probably the equivalent just here. Now, I'm sure I said this last time, but what is the actual difference? That one has windows. That's a lot of money just to have a windscreen, isn't it? So we will probably go for this one. And to be fair, it's not going to cost us any more than the other one is anyway. So it doesn't have a front attacher option, but it does have a front loader attacher. Don't need any of that, do we? Engine setup. Okay. And tyres do cost more money, so we won't do that. Configuration though, I do think we'll probably need to get some weights. Now, the question is this going to use the plough? Is this going to be man enough to do it? I don't know. I'm not so sure. But we'll definitely max out the front weight. Yeah. I think we just do it now. Because I can't drive this tractor back at 16 miles per hour. It's just completely ridiculous. 17,536, so let's get rid of it. What I should have done potentially is reset it and sold it at the shop, shouldn't I, if I thought about it? Doesn't matter. Let's buy this for the maximum weights we can get. Why does it give you extra options? Oh, so you can only have the front loader attacher if you don't have weights. Makes sense, I suppose. But we need weights. We don't need the front loader attacher anyway. So 16,800. Pretty much down to where we started again anyway. And this tractor has arrived, which is brilliant. Right, let's get on with this again.